Hey everyone, it's Joy here for Honeybee Stamps. Today I created a sweet Valentine's Day card where I did some stenciling and then used the barnwood planks to die cut it out. So I'm going to start with a piece of craft cardstock and the super cute Whimsical heart stencil. And I want to have red to pink for my stenciling colors. So I'm just using some Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks. And I'm just going to use the little trio of colors, starting with the cherry, then watermelon, then guava. So I'm going to start at the bottom and ink blend my way up. And I think it looks really pretty on top of the craft cardstock. It kind of dresses it down in a good way. So I'm going to get my first ink blending done here. And then I can bring in that next color, which is the watermelon. So it's like a medium color. And then finally our light color, which is the guava. And I'm just going to blend that nicely. And then we're going to have this really great background. It is so, so cute against that craft cardstock. Look at how fun that is. The barnwood planks have the wood grain in them. So when you run them through your die cut machine, it's going to emboss that image onto your background. And I thought that would be a lot of fun against the stenciled hearts on the background. So I'm just lining them up. I'm going to tape this in place. Then I can flip it over and tape my piece of cardstock, center it because I want it to be even on the top and the bottom. And then I can just tape that in place and run it through my die cut machine. I'm also going to trim down this panel about 1/4 of an inch on all sides, but I still want to make sure that I'm even from top to bottom. But look at how cute that is, and you can see all of that wood grain on the background. I love how this turned out. All right, we are also using the Lovely Layers roses. I have die cut those from white cardstock, some Neenah cardstock. And I'm going to do ink blending. We're going to do a two-toned ink blend. I'm keeping with those same colors. I used the guava and the cherry. So the very tops of the roses, I am ink blending lightly with the guava. And then on the bottom, I am going to go darker with that cherry color. And I really, really am liking this two-toned look. And I love how dark it is at the bottom. Then we also have the leaves. And I'm doing two colors with that as well. I am doing pine and field for those for the leaves. So let's bring that in here. We have the stem. You have the little piece that hangs down from where the rose bloomed. And then you have two of the leaves that are going to layer onto this stem. You know when it needs to be or when it doesn't need to be layered because it's going to have the leaf detail. So on that stem, there's 3 leaves, but the one that I ink blended already has some of that detail, so we're only going to be adding 2 more leaves to that. Now I'm bringing in that pine, that darker color, and getting that ink blended as well. So this is going to give us two-toned look on our leaves, which is just going to add some interest to our pretty flower here. Okay, let's put this together. I have got Honeybee Stamps liquid glue and reverse tweezers, which makes this job so much easier, so much quicker, and we can start getting these adhered together. I'm just going to layer them on top. It's super simple. And as far as the rose goes, this is really simple because when you start with the biggest piece, obviously in the back, and then you're going to lay the next biggest piece on top of it, it's just going to fit in place like a puzzle. It is really super simple to put together. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, use my tweezers to help hold that in place, and then I can adhere that together. Then I'm going to bring in the next largest and lay that on top, get it to fit where all the little edges fit together, and that keeps it super, super simple. But I kept getting glue on my hands when I was like pinching it together. I think I was putting too much glue, but it totally worked out fine. So I'm going to line this one up. Then we have the last one. Then there's that little tiny one, which might feel a little bit confusing, and it kind of adheres on a little bit of an angle, but once you find out where it fits, it's super, super easy. So let's put that in place. And then we can start getting our sentiment together. I am using the Bitty Buzzwords Be Mine. And I'm going to stamp the big kisses, and then the other sentiment says sending you, and I'm using the metallic gold ink. because I'm in love with it. I just love gold everything. So this is a lot of fun to me that I can just get a metallic sentiment really quick. I'm going to use the coordinating die to die cut out the word kisses. And then I can just trim out the other small sentiment with my paper trimmer, which is what I'm going to do. And something I do when I line up those small sentiments in my MISTI, I line them up so I don't have to do a ton of trimming. I really only have to trim the top and one side. Now let's get this put together. I originally thought that this rose was going to be directly up the center, but I didn't like where the sentiments were going to be, so I decided to put this on a little bit of an angle. So I'm using some liquid glue because I want this to really hold in place. And I'm putting down the rose first, and then the stem part fits right up to it, again, just like a puzzle. So it's super easy to put together. Of course, I want some foam tape behind my sentiments because I love dimension behind sentiments. So I'm going to do a little bit of that, and then we can just put these right in place. And I'm going to tuck the sending U right under the K in the kisses. And that way you still can see all of the K, and the other sentiment is just nicely tucked away. Then I'm going to adhere that to my white card base, and I'm going to add the super cute Hug Me clay hearts, these nice little pink hearts. I think adds a nice touch because it's a soft pink. It breaks up those reds and darker pinks. And then I want to add some little dot detail with my white gel pen to some of the petals and some of the leaves, just to give a little something extra, just to bring to life this flower a little bit more. So I decided to do dots instead of lines, which I tend to do a lot, but I really like dots on flowers, so I'm trying to remember to do that more. So just a few on those leaves, and then this card is finished. Let's take a look at it close up, and look at how pretty that is. These lovely layers or dies are so pretty, and that background to me is just so fun and playful. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you feel inspired, and I hope that you enjoyed this project. Have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.